yeah, my lovely vixens. I am Foxglory123.
Hello, my lovely vixens, it's Fox. So, hi guys, I'm here with my executive producers, Avery and May Forever, and Periwinkle Pegasus Studios, and we're here to give you the first Vengeance Reign talk show, I guess. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going through a bunch of the scenes from the previous episode and explaining a lot of things. We're going to do comic commentary, where we take your comments and we're going to comment on them, essentially, and we're going to go through our fan art and various things that had to do with the previous episode of Vengeance Reign. These little episodes are going to premiere every single episode, so you're going to get to look forward to our ugly faces and Vengeance Reign after every episode. I need water. Water. Where's my water?
Everyone makes fun of me.
Your water? I'm sorry for making fun of your water.
It's water.
You mean your water?
It's water.
So first we're going to introduce our fan art for the episode, and it is by an unknown artist, but it is featuring Avaditt, Avaditt, and Avaditt. It's really cute. I love it.
So if you'd like to submit your fan art, you can go and email it to me at officialvengeancereign@gmail.com, or you can send it to us on Facebook at Foxglory123. You can also follow us on Instagram at _Foxtastic_, and you can go check the Vengeance Reign behind the scenes channel at Vengeance Reign Fox here on YouTube.com, and all of those links will be in the description, so you can go follow, subscribe, and like those. So first what we're doing is we're going to go through scene by scene from the previous episode of Vengeance Reign, and we're going to discuss.
The first scene in episode 8 is where Luca meets Fensha and Remy, and basically they kind of have a little conversation, right? And Luca decides to kind of travel with them, and he meets Remy and is very confused because Remy doesn't talk to him.
What do we think about the new characters in the episode?
She's not passive or anything. I don't like passive female characters because they're always just like, yeah.
I feel like she's more like aggressive about stuff. Like the way she was like, no you don't, and it was just like terrifying for those couple seconds.
Yeah, because Lucas was like, you know what, I don't really want to come with you. She's like, you want to come with me. You definitely want to come with me. Like, yeah, come with me.
You definitely want to come with me. Like, you don't want to stay here, you want to come with me. No, I really like her. I feel like she's going to be like different than all the other female characters. Because like, in the way that she's kind of just like, kind of different. I'm really good at this.
Comparing her to her other female leads, such as like Avalon and Avila and those guys, she just seems so much more stronger and able to like handle herself being out here alone with a foal and stuff and being able to take care of herself, whereas Avila's relying on everyone else.
Yeah, Avila's like a passive. She's kind of passive. I mean,
yeah, Avila's like a she's kind of passive. I mean, she's kind of just flowery. That's how I think of her. But then like Fensha's like different because she's just kind of like, boom, like out there.
I really like Remy because even though he doesn't speak at all, Fox has made him have so much of a personality already, because he could be this like really like, let's just kind of not be nice at all. And instead he's kind of this passive, he kind of seems like he might want to say something sometimes, but he just isn't able to right now.
So the next scene that we're talking about is when Avila and Rory are in the gardens in Ironlight, and Rory finds Avila just stumbling around, and they figure out that she is pregnant. I saw like a ton of comments on the episode though, and everyone's like, who's the father? Who do you think the father is? Come on. We've discussed it like a billion times. Like, there's been a bunch of scenes about it, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has.
It's Fearum.
I mean,
obviously it's Fearum. No, I think it's Lalit. Like, oh my god. The kind of meet me in my chambers or I'll drag you into them thing was a little bit kind of not even suggestive. It was like, we're doing this.
You're gonna have my children, whether you like it or not. That's my contribution for the day.
Now, what do we think is gonna happen with like the foal and the future of them together?
I'm not answering that question.
Yes. Oh my god, shut up. I was saying something smart for once. Now I have to restart and I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Okay.
Look what you've done, Fox. Like, really?
I'm sorry.
I don't know, I feel like the foal's gonna be something kind of Avila, just, it's gonna be like more of a burden to her than anything. And just kind of like give birth to something but like not want it, and then come to love it. So I feel like that's gonna be like the kind of relationship that they have.
Yeah, no, that's like Avila as a person in total, because Avila's just like, oh, get away from me, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, and then Rory comes along.
Yeah,
and
yeah, exactly.
Like,
so it's gonna be like the same thing, except like,
yeah,
it's gonna be like more to her, because it came out of her.
I think Rory's gonna love it no matter what, because Rory's that type of person who just kind of loves people.
It's Rory.
I mean, like Rory's
Like, she doesn't even treat Fearum badly, and Fearum, like, wants to kill her.
I know. I mean, but I feel like Avila, I forget what it's called, but it's that thing where as soon as the mother has the baby, they feel like really detached and depressed and about it, and they're like, I don't want to see it because it makes me sad. Or I forget what that's called, but it's some kind of, like, but I feel like that kind of might be the attitude she has, because she knows it's not hers totally, because it's obviously Fearum's, and she doesn't like Fearum because Fearum's a jerk face. So I don't know what's going to happen to the foal.
But I feel like Rory's gonna be like a prominent character in this foal's life because, I mean, she just loves everyone. And plus it's like out of the mare she's like in love with, so.
Avila changed a lot in this episode, it seems, because usually you see her as like this insecure little girl basically, and she matured a lot, and she goes, what was the line? She's like, oh, I couldn't care less what Fearum says. And she's like, I'm done with this now. See what you've done to me. And
She's kind of found who she wants to be, and now she's sticking to that person who she wants to be. Yeah, when Novia was talking to her, she was like, well, love is a dangerous thing, blah, blah, blah. And Avila was kind of like, yeah. But now I feel like if she went back and had that conversation, she'd be like, well, I don't care. I like Rory, so go away.
so our next scene is when Avanshi and Shattuck. So our next scene is when Avanshi and Shattuck kind of cross paths for the first time when he's being beat up and bullied in the arsenal by a bunch of the other horses, and Avanshi decides to stick up for him. So I feel like in this scene Avanshi really shows that there's like a new side of her, other than the annoying like I want to do this, get out of my way kind of part of Avanshi that we all know.
I think she kind of realized that he really wasn't like the other horses, just as he found she wasn't like the other horses, because she was a lot more delicate with him when it came down to the end of their conversation, when she was figuring out who he was, because usually she's really standoffish and like, well, so what, I'm a filly. She's just so used to having to be that type of person that shows her strength constantly so that other stallions will see that. But I feel like she realizes that with Shattuck, he's kind of let that go, so she can let that go when she's with him.
I feel like a lot of horses don't actually like realize who she actually is, and they don't like treat her like she wants to be treated. So like if he was the only horse who like actually cared to find out like who she actually was and like what got to her and like kind of everything that everyone else hasn't ever tried to find out about her or just experience with her. I mean, like, I guess that's why she treats him like differently, because he's such a different personality that she's not used to acting around, because she has to like put on an act for everyone else. So like he's new, he's a new person horse, but then he also,
I thought that she felt that he wasn't gonna take her shit. Like Avadi was stubborn all the time, and she's like, I'm doing this, you can't tell me what to do. And Shattuck's like, oh, really? Because I can. And he just like, they're both equally stubborn in that way, that they pushed each other back when they said something. And he's like, I'm not dealing with you, is basically. Do you think? Like, do you feel what I'm saying?
True.
I don't know how to like formulate that, I feel. And now I saw a ton of comments, everyone like, oh, Avaditt, Shavanshi, so what do we think about this, guys? What do we think about this new ship that's forming?
I think it's adorable. I don't care. I think it's adorable.
I mean, I'm always Travanshi for life. Travion and Avanshi.
I like it a little bit better than her and Travion, because I feel like just the way Travion's portrayed as an adult model when Avanshi is a foal, obviously, it kind of gives you that age difference, but also gives you that Avanshi is really immature. Like, she's not... And then Travion's is like, more, I see him more as kind of a big brother figure to her.
Oh, even in that episode, she did say that is my brother. I don't think people caught that when he goes, is that your brother? And she nods. So the next scene was where they were talking with Avanshi and Avaditt, and they're talking about the differences and knowing people's names. And I thought a lot of this one was also Avanshi's character just opening up and you got to see, instead of, again, just stubborn, don't call me young Philly, this was, like, she's becoming truer to herself. Like, I feel like Shaddit's bringing that out, and now that she met Avaditt, who's, like, this wise older knight, who's, like, this happened, that happened, and now they're kinda, she's realizing that not everything is, like, about her and stubborn and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like he does really bring out the best in her, because he's just like, no, I'm not gonna take this, I'm just gonna do it my own way, whereas everyone's just like, oh, you're just a young filly, so he doesn't underestimate her, so I feel like that just makes her feel so much better about, like, who she actually really is, and it just brings out, like, a whole nother side of her that nobody's really ever seen before, so
a lot of people commented, I know, about, like, evil Shadow Brigade, oh, they killed Hez because he was injured. It's because he was injured. I think they're trying to live. They're knights, they're ruthless. They're doing what they have to do. If he hurt himself, he's not going to be able to travel with them where they're going. They don't have time to, like, wait for him. They're not, like, mean, they're just ruthless. And they know they have to do this to survive. I also don't think Avanshi knew that as well, because she's lived in the castles and she's like a highborn and everything goes her way, and when they kill someone because they're hurt, that's not something she's used to. But she's just not, like, she's not used to living this way.
It's also another instance where Avanshi's immaturity really comes to the surface, because how old is she supposed to be?
I think she's 13.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm 14, and I sure haven't seen anyone die, and especially that exposure to that much, like, blood and gore, and they're just kind of witnessing, like, firsthand what horses are capable of doing to each other, even if they're friends, kind of wakes her up a little bit, but not in the way that she wants to be brought into the lifestyle of the Shadow Brigade.
I remember the first time she killed someone, and she was just like, oh, I'm protecting my brother. Stab. Wait, I didn't mean to do that. You're dead. And, like, she doesn't realize the trouble that she's getting herself into. She's like, I'm gonna be a knight, I'm gonna do this. These people can do it, I can do it too. But she doesn't realize that, like, she hasn't been exposed to that, and like what you're saying, now she is, and she's kind of just realizing what she's getting herself into.
She acts like, I feel like she acts so much older than so much younger than she is because, like, she's just kind of been in that kind of life for as long as she can remember. I mean, she hasn't been, like, really exposed to the real world until now, I think. But then she hasn't really, like you said, like, the first horse she killed, she was just kind of like, wait, whoa, I didn't mean to do that. So, like, I mean, it just kind of brings out her, like, how actually immature she is and how, like, not ready she is to, like, take on this whole new kind of, like, warrior type thing. So
in the final scene to close the entire episode, we had a huge scene about the Lost Boys finally being captured and tortured for raiding Darkfront in episode 2. That was far back, and I don't think people caught that they had actually raided Neptune, but that's what they did, and now they're finally paying the price for it. So, I gotta first talk about the gore in that scene. That was a lot more... so many people were freaking out over the gore factor about it.
This seems to be your favorite part of the episode because of the effects. Alright, I just want to say this. The skin, oh my god. How long did it take you to get that all in place so you could do that one little swipe with the hook?
She did it accidentally.
Actually, here's what I did it. And then as I was doing it, I was like, whoa, can I peel the skin off? I can, this is so cool! I didn't know I was gonna do that. But yeah.
It sounds disgusting, but it's really cool cinematically.
I think a lot of people might want to know, like, how long does it take to, like, set this all up?
A long time. It was hard to, like, because you would do one shot and we're like, have the shot with the horse, blah, 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 they're talking, smack, and then I have to leave, put on wounds, set up the exact same shot and have her pull away as if she just got smacked and there's a wound from her getting smacked 2 seconds ago. So it was a lot of, like, jumping back and forth from hitting, now make a wound, now, you know. Next thing I wanted to talk about was, like, the differences, like, the distinct differences in all of the Lost Boys and how that kind of, like, was really portrayed in this scene. Like, how they all seem so distinctly different. Like, I love the fact that they're all sitting there and he's like, which one is the most selfish? And everyone instantly like, Catrix. You got to see how different all of them were. Weltrin kind of keeping quiet the entire time until the end. Phoenix was wanting him to stick up for her, or wanting to stick up for everyone else, and anyone.
Yeah.
Any words? Waiting for smartness from Kate.
Word.
Watermelon.
Let's see how far I can put my leg up. Woo!
Maybe, why? Why open it?
I'm just gonna. Woo!
Fun on the Vengeance Reign set, though.
Yes.
We each picked. From the episode, we've each picked one character that we thought impacted the episode greatly, and we're just going to talk a bit about our character and how we think they impacted the episode. Avila, I feel like, impacted the episode greatly, or we saw a huge change in her character, because usually she's really insecure, and she can't handle herself. Doesn't want to be a princess, but she's meant to be a princess, and she wants to be pretty, but she doesn't think she's pretty, and she needs everyone's attention to keep herself, like, working. This episode, we saw her really stand up for herself, and she's like, this is the end of the line. Firam got her pregnant. That's not what she wanted. This is not in the deal. And she's like, I'm done with this. This is where I draw the line, and I'm going home. And so I thought we saw a huge change in Avila this episode.
Okay. All right. So I chose Remy, who is the little pinto foal that Fensha is looking over, and that Luca meets. And I just think he's a really interesting little character, especially, like I said earlier on in this episode, how Fox gives him a personality even though he actually cannot speak, and that's hard, dealing a plastic horse that actually doesn't move. So I just found that really interesting, and also the fact that Luca starts to kind of put things together. Ooh, awkward. Just killed your mom, bro. I find Remy really adorable, and the way that he makes Luca kind of be like, Avalon was kind of bitchy, but at the same time, she had a family, and I'm meeting them, and this is, like, super awkward.
So the character I chose to focus on was Avanshi. Not only because she was the easy way out, but because she is just so much, like, more, like, exposed, kind of, throughout the episode. Mostly because of when she was talking to everyone, and she just kind of, like, everything is brought out by everyone else. She's not really I mean, yeah, she is developing by herself, but she's kind of just, like, opening up as we talk to different, like, characters and, like, interact with different horses. So, like, as she was talking to Shadit, we kind of figured out that she's not the same filly that she is on the outside as she is really on the inside when you take the time to really get to know her. Because everyone might think that she's just really a, like, hard character who just kind of standoffish, and she's really not. I mean, if you think about it, she just kind of puts that on because that's her reaction to not being, like, in the royal family house, not having to worry about anything anymore. I mean, she has, like, there are real things that she has to worry about. She's been exposed to the real world now, and I think that's just the attitude she puts on in order for people to think that she's as strong as she wants to be. But everyone knows that if you're strong, you can't be strong forever, so we'll see where that goes. Deep.
Alright, so now we're going into commentary, and then we're gonna punch Avey in the face. So we each chose a comment from the episode that we thought was funny or clever, and we're just going to reflect on that. So my comment that I chose was from Medib2, and she said, Fox Glory? More like Fox Gory. I love it so much. That's puns.
That was good. That was good.
You go, Medib2, Medib2, the Vengeance Reign inside joke. I love that. That's just, like, so good.
Okay, this first one comes from Misty Horse 1216, and she says, I swear, Neptune's on heroin and crack, and he just drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks.
I didn't see that, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I'm proud of you.
The comment I chose to focus on was coming from Misty Horse 1216, who says, in response to Fox Glory 123, saying, drinking game, drink every time Neptune says then. Misty Horse 1216 comments, 5 times, someone's getting high. Children, let me tell you a thing or two about drinking.
This episode of our Vengeance Reign wrap-up, and maybe give us a thumbs up if you really liked this video, and even if you didn't, just give us a thumbs up anyway, because we tried, right guys? We tried.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to their channels as well. You can click on Kate's face right here to go subscribe to her channel, which is Periwinkle Pegasus Studios. Subscribe to her because she's funny sometimes. You can also go subscribe to Avey, who is Avery and May Forever. You can click her face up here to go subscribe to her. She's never funny, but you can subscribe to her anyway.
Thanks.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please go subscribe to them. They work very hard to work with me on the series. Very hard, guys, right?
Not really.
I'll see you lovely vixens later. Have a lovely day. Say something, guys.
Bye, vixens.
Bye, you disgust me. You drinkers. You drug doers.
Oh, sorry, I got an exit.
I got an outro for you, Fox.
Ready?
Bye.
I got an outro too.
Let's take a moment to appreciate my lovely makeup work. Why is my eyelash doing that thing? Ah! There's a hair right here. It's like massive. Who left? Fox, let's not invite her back.